Namaskar, good morning, dear devotees, friends. Let us begin with that famous chanting. Shantakaram bhujagashayanam padmanabham suresham vishwadharam gaganasadrisham Meghabharnam Shubhangam Lakshmikantam Kamalanayanam Yogibhi Dhyanagamyam Bande Vishnum Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokaika Natham. Today we will continue the study of the discussion that began the bondage and liberation. This is really very interesting, that we are bound and we suffer. Those who feel that they are suffering, of course, this life with so many varieties, majority of the time is full of miseries. But sometimes some joys are there, happinesses are there. So people, if they like that, those little happiness, success, that is their life, they can continue. But those who have understood that folly, that unnecessary because this is not truth. What my grandfather experienced in his life, my father has also experienced the same thing. I am also experienced the same thing. What is the use of it? So this question when comes in the mind, then the journey for the spirituality begins. The journey for the spirituality, and obviously the journey will begin with a question, am I bound? Can I get the liberation? I know what is the bondages. But what is this liberation? So, today we shall follow Lord Sri Krishna, his unique answer to his friend and disciple Uddhava. And this is the first question, how to go beyond Maya. This is the question, how to go beyond Maya. So, we have to understand what is Maya. So, Sri Krishna, he is confirming the Nami moksha na bandhanam. There is no question of liberation or bondage. Nami moksha bandhanam. So this is the highest Vedantic philosophy. So we will come to that. See that I am not bound at all. And what is the problem? I am thinking I am bound. That is the problem. The moment I will start thinking that I am liberated, I will be liberated. So what the difference? Thought. How the thoughts are influenced. So this knowledge is known as the tattva. I am not bound, I am not liberated, I am as I am. I was there, I am now, and I will be the same Atman, Brahman, consciousness, all pervading. Same source of joy and peace. But unfortunately, I think I am in this. So there is a story in one of the Puranas. The Lord Vishnu took the body of a boar, and then for some purpose, the purpose was over. But Vishnu was very happy in that body. He decided not to give up that body, and he was not going back to the holy abode. Other gods, they came, your purpose is over, now you come back. The Vishnu said, no, I am happy in this body, I don't like to go. Then ultimately they called Shiva, and with his knowledge of trident, he broke the body, then the Vishnu got liberated. Liberated means that unnecessary attachment to that particular body. So through this story, the teaching that they like to give? We are thinking that this body of mine is wonderful, I am beautiful, I am healthy, I am this, I am that. And I am thinking. The more I am thinking about myself, the more I am superimposing so many things, and I am hypnotizing myself. This is the problem. Here the Lord says that I am not bound, I am not liberated. No question of liberation. Question of liberation will come when there is a question of bondage. Since I am not bound, the question of liberation. Then what is the condition? I am as I was. So that is exactly called tattva. Tattva means the ultimate truth. So Hindus, they always say tattva. Tattva means the ultimate truth. What is the ultimate truth? I am ever free. Apparently it is very simple, but those who try to realize this truth, meditate on this statement, know very well how difficult it is. When we talk about this, that is very simple. But try to realize, try to understand that I am not this body, I am not this mind, these thoughts, this world around me, nothing belongs to me, I am ever free, I don't want anything. It is so difficult, very difficult. And now, I think day before yesterday, one gentleman, he asked me a question, a philosophical question. His question is, who is bound? And who is going to be liberated? And what is this liberation? These are the basic three questions, a lot of questions. The basic three questions, who is bound? The answer will be, then the good question no doubt, but what will be the answer? I would say, the one who is asking this question, who is bound, is bound. Because the conception, the idea of the binding is in the mind. So when he or she is thinking who is bound, that means the conception of that bondage is there in the mind. So he is bound, she is bound. There is no question, those who are free, they will never ask this question. Second, who is going to be liberated? Now, this is and suppose I accept my present condition. Yes, I know there is I am completely free, but I, this moment, can't realize that, can't feel that, can't think that. So I have to get to that situation, that condition. There's sometimes there will be, I think in Spain or where, they will play in the mud. You can't recognize who is who. So the other day I was reading, this all fancy, funny stories. The children, they were playing the Kala. In India, the Hindus, the Kala is a big festival, Kala festival. And the children, they were playing in that. It was very difficult to recognize who is who. Then suddenly one mother came, hold a child and started shouting, I told you repeatedly not to come out of the house and play because your health is not good and you have secretly come over here. Let me take you. So he was almost dragging the child. The child was trying to say something, but the mother was not in a mood to listen. So she was dragging that little girl. Then another girl, it was difficult to see, then understand, because face was completely covered with color. Another girl told her friend, whom the mother is taking to home, that is not me. That means the mother was taking somebody else. So it is like this, the mother was thinking I am taking my daughter, but in reality she was taking somebody else's daughter, her own daughter was still playing over there. So this is the situation in the world. We are thinking this is mine, we are holding and trying to take, but that doesn't belong to me. So we have to understand who is going to liberate it. The one who is thinking, well, my condition is like this, I am covered, snared with so many things. Now, I have to take the help of someone whom we call Guru, the preceptor, and then I will slowly reach to that. So, one who is trying to get the liberation will be liberated. Now, the third question, what is that? Liberated? What is the liberation? That is the question. This is very difficult to answer. Why? Because that is the realization. Unless and until the one is realizing the truth, he cannot. No one can say what is that. It is not possible. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling a story that three friends, they were walking, and right hand side there was a wall, the big wall. Suddenly they heard the beautiful music on the other side. So when the one boy climbed on the wall, he saw that, he was so overwhelmed. He said, oh, beautiful, so wonderful, and he jumped other side without helping, or what actually he saw, he could not say that, he was so overwhelmed. So he just jumped inside the other side of the wall. Other two couldn't go. It is just like that. One who has realized it, he has realized the fullness. And he doesn't see the duality. Whom he will say? After the realization, again and again we find that it is the realization of the one. And when the person is realizing that there is nothing but the oneness, only one consciousness pervading in everything, he doesn't see the difference. He doesn't see that there is someone else that whom I have to go and tell. No. That is the reason no one expressed it. And moreover, it is beyond time, space and causation. And naturally, no one can give it the description in words. It is not possible. It's a self-experience. And that is why they say it is joy. And joy unspeakable. So that is bliss. So that is the expression only they can give. Bliss is so much joy. So once you go over there, you will never like to come back. And you will never desire to get something more of that. No desire remains. You are full, completely satisfied. So that is exactly we have to imagine. But the liberation, what is the liberation? Only one who gets the liberation can realize and cannot express it. Now, serious students of spirituality must study, I should say, this chapter, 11th chapter of this 11th Skanda book of the Bhagavatam. Then only they will realize that none is bound and no question of liberation. In fact, there is no change. Then what is this creation? Maya Moolam. And it says that Maya Moolam, we have already studied that sloka. This is based on the Maya, Maya Moolam. Then what is this creation? Maya Moolam, illusion of the Maya. The first chapter, 7 verse of the Ashtavakra Samhita. We are also studying the Ashtavakra Samhita in the Hindu temple. So that is the first Saturday of every month. Like all other classes, I will be giving that talk on the Ashtavakra from here, from my office, on the first Saturday morning. Usually I used to give it in the Lemont Hindu temple. In the Ashtavakra Samhita, the great sage Ashtavakra, he is teaching his illustrious disciple Janaka. though in reality you are the one seer, ekadrashta. Ekadrashta. See, after liberation, what is this liberation? Who will say? Because after liberation, he remained only one. Whom he is going to say? Whom he is going to describe? And that is the reason the Lord God, the Supreme God, takes the human form and comes as an avatara. And this avatara completely free themselves, but pretend that they are bound like us, live with us, and then guide us, teach us. But the one individual who has realized this, he is completely free. The Ashtavakra is telling, this is the first chapter, the 7th verse of the Ashtavakra. It says, though in reality you are the one seer, ekadrashta, but unfortunately you don't see yourself as seer, but the object, drishya. Hence, you think you are bound. Now, this answer is very clear. Who is bound? One who is thinking that he is bound. Why he is thinking that he is bound? Because he is ignorant. So, this is the only cause of the bondage. And in reality, what is the truth? Truth is, you are ekadrashta, you are the only one, and you are the seer, you are the observer, and you have nothing to do with this creation. Eko dashtasi sarvasya, mukta prayosi sarvada, ayameva hite baddho drashtaram pashyasi itaram. Itaram means the people who that way they are not, the mind is not very clear. So, they are called itara, the lower or the ignorant people, itara. So, these ignorant people, why they are ignorant? They may be a scientist, they may be a doctor, they may be very successful in many other subjects. But in spirituality, they are just a child, ignorant. Why? They see many. When you see many, then you are not a seer. So, this is what is a ekadrashtasi drashtabhya. Mukta prayosi sarvada. You are completely free all the time. Sarvada. You are always free. Now, question of bondage, we are discussing about the liberation and bondage. Ashtavakra teaches, Bhagavata also teaches the same thing. Now, Ashtavakra Samhita is the scripture of the Advaita Vedanta. And Ashtavakra is the highest Advaita Vedanta. And in Vedanta also, they have the grade, because they understood that all people won't be able to understand it, take it. So, they have toned down that particular knowledge. Slowly, slowly they are helping them to go up to that. And when you reach to that level of Janaka, when one become, a disciple become like Janaka, then his guru will be Ashtavakra, and the teaching will be, unfortunately you are thinking you are bound and you are not bound. So, sarvada, you are all the time, you are free. So, this same thing, the Bhagavata, the scripture of the devotion. So, this is the beauty of the Hinduism. But some people, they always argue this and that, but actually this is the knowledge and the only truth. The truth is only one. That one, that obviously from different approaches we are reaching. I may like the approach of Dvaitism, duality. I may approach the like of that Advaita, the monism, no problem. According to your choice, according to your temperament, according to your liking, according to your understanding, take that path. That's why in India, though there are so many varieties of opinions, and all are free to express their opinion, but the goal is God. The goal is God realization. Approaches up to you, and no problem, no fighting. This is the beauty, unity in diversity. So here Ashtavakra in the Vedantic view, he said that you are only one, and same thing we learn in the Bhagavatam also. We think that we are bound, but the truth that we are ever free. Now the question again, why this illusion? The illusion because Maya. Now we have to just, it is very difficult to understand what is Maya. The Maya, the source of illusion. The Maya, after the, as now the coronavirus, all over the world, the scientists, they are trying to understand what is its characteristics so that they can develop the medicine to curb it, to kill it, to stop it. Similarly, the spiritual scientists also researched again and again and again and again for a long, long period of time. Not that suddenly they said the Maya. For a long period of time, they researched on this, that the Sanatana Dharma, the Hindu, the religion, the rishis, they researched on these, and then they found out the main cause is the Maya. Why this trouble? Why people are taking birth again and again? Why they are either suffering or sometimes they are enjoying, or what is this life? Taking birth means sure death, and after the death, sure birth again. Why? So they were researching. They found out, oh, the cause is Maya. Now Maya is all right. What is this Maya? Very difficult to explain again. And when the Maya was created, right from the beginning of the creation, because it belongs to God, God's power, and God has no beginning, so Maya also has no beginning. But the difference is, the God has no end also. Maya has an end. When the Maya will end, it is God's power, elusive power. When the Maya will end, when you understand Maya, the moment you understand Maya, it ceases. That is the beauty. And to understand Maya, we have to understand the characteristics of the Maya. What are the characteristics? We find the Maya has two power. They say in Sanskrit, Avarana and Vikshepa. What is the Avarana? Covering. And this Vikshepa? Removing. So they are, Maya is covering. I see something, but not real thing. It's completely covered with something else. So that is called Maya. One gentleman, he was looking at a pillar only, but there was a mist. In the early morning, so mist was there. He saw that pillar, but he thought that someone has come to receive him. There was a program that you were supposed to go somewhere was supposed to come. It was late. So he thought that, oh, that gentleman who is supposed to receive me is standing over there, so let me go to him. He came out, locked the door, reached over there, and what he found? A pillar and nothing else. Who saw the man in the pillar? That gentleman. Why? He superimposed this particular action we call Maya's power, and that is Avarana power. That is not a man, human, that is a pillar only. But somehow it was covered for that particular man, not for everyone. So the Maya is acting individually, and I am bound under Maya. So those who are liberated, like Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda, Ma Sharada, for them there is no Maya. They so see the truth. But just sitting by the side of Sri Ramakrishna, the people are seeing the same thing in a different way because they are under Maya. So we have to understand this. The Maya is for individual. Now one person broke the Maya, realized that oh, this is Maya and everybody is free. Not like that. It is all individual. You have to find out. So that is the reason it is so difficult, and religion is only for individual person. No one can help. That's why Shankaracharya, in one of his famous treatises, Vivek Chudamani, he said, if the father has taken the loan, his son may repay back the loan. If someone is carrying a heavy load, another person, seeing this man under the heavy load, can help him lifting that load. It is possible. But the liberation, it is individual. Practice for the liberation is all individual. His father is practicing and the son will get the benefit. No, it is not. If the wife is practicing, husband will be getting the benefit. No, it is not. It is very, very individual. Why? Because the Maya is covering individual mind. So this way, Avarana and Vikshepa, covering and removing, this is the power of the Maya. Covering we know, and how removing? Someone will come with the light and show, hey, this is not that what you are thinking. Oh yes. The long back, one of our teachers, he told us a story. In a village, they took a dead body to the burning ghat. In a village, you have to go a long way by the side of a rivulet, and then there will be the burning ghat will be there. Cremation. So they went, and when after the cremation they were coming back, the young boys, I think 7 or 8 of them, suddenly they saw in the distance someone is calling them, as a beckoning them like this. So each and every one freezed over there out of fear. And it was a moonlit night and there was no one around. And so naturally the environment was also to see the ghost. So that was the great beautiful environment for seeing the ghost. So they saw the ghost. And the ghost was calling them, inviting them, come to me. It was very difficult. Then suddenly one told, if we run back, we are reaching to that burning ghat. That is also not a very safe place. So many people died over there, so maybe so many ghosts will be there. Let us face this one ghost who is standing before us. So they hold each other's hand and they came together in a body, that whatever happened, 8 of us, we will face. So when they came near, they found, oh no, it was a fig tree, the big leaf, and on that the sunlight, moonlight was reflecting, and when the leaf is going, because of the little the air, it was the breeze, it was going up and down, and from distance they thought, oh, somebody is calling us. They could not see the green leaf, they saw the white one because of the reflection of the moonlight. What is that? Illusion. And in the illusion they were freezed out of fear. Then what happened? They took up the courage and they came to the illusion, and illusion was not there. The same way, the Maya, it shows, oh, that is a beautiful human body I must love, and that is a beautiful property I must get, that is a beautiful this, that, so many. And all the time I am mesmerized, I am going over there, and then ultimately I am suffering. So this is the Maya. Then Guru comes and says, what do you think in this? Nothing is there. So Avarana and Vikshepa, covering, and with the help of the Guru or the scripture, I am removing it. This is the true power of the Maya. And it is having 3 qualities: Sattva, Raja and Tama. Sattva, Raja, Tama, many times we have discussed. So this is the 3 different qualities, good and active and very bad. So these 3 combined together the human character. If the good portion is more, then is a good person and very compassionate, helpful. And if it is egoistic, there is a different person and is a very, very cunning type of person, and that he creates or she creates a lot of problem for others and never ever help others. So this, why this? Same human being, because of these qualities. After the analysis they found out this. So 2 power and 3 qualities, this is the Maya. So whatever the things that she is doing, the Maya, the people they consider as maybe the feminine, so she, the Maya or it we can say, is doing with the help of these 3, 2 power and 3 qualities. Maya is the power of God, but the God is not bound by Maya. So the question, there is a question, the argument is, where from the Maya came? Maya came from the God. If the Maya is from God, the God is also under the spell of Maya? Answer is no. Why? Because it remains in God, but it cannot affect or act on God. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna has given a beautiful an example. The snake is having the poison in it, but that poison cannot do any harm to the snake. The same way. Now Bhagavan Sri Krishna trying to help the Uddhava to understand Maya. As a dream is a creation of mind, so also birth and rebirth is not a reality. In the 11th chapter, 2nd verse, the Lord Krishna is telling, Shapno yata Atmano khyati samsriti na tu bastavi. Not to bastavi, not in reality. Bastav, reality. Not to bastavi. How it is? Sapno yatha. So first thing, when we are facing this universe, this world, this creation, this phenomena, we have to remember that this is not real. This is unreal. Why unreal? Because it is changing. So obviously something real means real and unreal, that something which is permanent, never changing, never changing. When you say never, say Himalaya is standing over there, or Alps standing over there for so many thousands of years. But even then, one day it won't be there. It has a beginning, it has an end. So it is not the truth, it is not the ultimate truth. So the reality is completely different. We have to sabno yata atmano khyati. And the dream, we create so many things. In the dream, so many creations are there. Friend is there, foe is there, animals are there, birds are there, sufferings are there, happiness are there in the dream. Everything that we do in our day-to-day life, when you are awake, same thing we do in the dream. But when you get up from the sleep, nothing is there. So who created that? I created. And in this life also I created. Again the Lord said, Vidya abidde mamatanu Viddhi. Vidya abidde mamatanu viddhi uddhava sharirinam moksha bandhakari adde mayaya me vinirmite. This is the 3rd verse of the 2nd chapter. O Uddhava, know that knowledge and ignorance are my power. Mamatanu. Mamatanu means my power. And what is that? Vidya and avidya, knowledge and ignorance. The cause of liberation and bondage. Moksha baddhakari. They are the creation of Maya. Mayaya me vinirmite. Vinirmite is I have created it through Maya. So vidya abidde mamatanu viddhi uddhava sharirinam moksha baddhakari adde mayayame vinirmite. I am actually giving the class studying the subject, not the lecture. The lecture is a different. They will go on talking about it, not much of quoting from the original verses. That is the studying. If you have the book, if you are opening that particular verse and reading with me, and then you will realize, and it will go much deeper into your mind, and understanding will be more clear. When a person gives the lecture on this bondage and liberation, it will be different. Well, quoting from different sources, he goes on talking. So I am breaking it because again and again repeating this words, so that one who is sincerely trying to understand, he will open the book, go to that particular verse, and then study with me. So this is the, who is this jiva or the individual self? This is also a wonderful question. Now, who is suffering? Now, God, Maya, and the jiva, these three. God is creating, and through his creation, through Maya. Okay, for whom? For the jiva. If there is no one is there, for suppose there was no one around you, and right now I am not having anyone before me. There is no one listening in person over here. But because of this technology, I can reach out to many people through this camera and the projection. So this is that is the reason I am giving the talk. And suppose there is no camera, suppose there is no people around me or before me, I am just sitting alone. Why should I talk for whole 1 hour on this subject? No, I will read, that's all. Maybe I will read. So this is the same way we have to understand the jiva is very important. Who is jiva? Lord God is the creator, and he is creating through Maya, we understand. For whom? If there is no one, why this creation? Why this Maya? So obviously there will be someone who is either enjoying or suffering because of that particular thing, the whole creation. What is this creation? Jiva. Now in the jiva is the individual soul. Of all this creation, the best is the human. All religion they say like that. Best. Why? Discriminative capacity. The mind is there, intellect is there, understanding is there. So the God has created man out of his own image. The Christianity they say. What is that image? Intellect, understanding, knowledge. So man now is understanding, and now he is suffering. This is a game going on. So the jiva, who is this jiva? Where from it came? Now the Lord, he says in the Bhagavata, 11th chapter, 4th verse, Ekasya iva mamo amshasya jivasya iva mohamate. He is addressing the Uddhava as mohamate. Why? Mohamate means highly intelligent. Why he addressed like that? Unless you have that intellect, the subtle capacity to understand the subtlety, you won't understand this. This is the game going on. Who is this jiva? Me. Because it is my angsha. Ekasya iva mama angshasya. Jiva is my part. But God is one without any second. How can he has the part? Then he is answering, Ekasya eva. Eka asya eva. Though I am only one, but even then, jiva is my part. How that is possible? Because it is through Maya. Again. So this proves the God is only one, and it has no part. So obviously the God is creating jiva, and then having this game, the play that is going on. How it is? through Maya. So God cannot have any part. Like sun, now it is giving the example. How it is? Now I see so many suns because one person, he was keeping 100 of the vessels full of water. One sun reflecting on all the 100. And all the 100 suns are just suns. So when the people are counting, they will count over 100 suns. And when there is a wind, and naturally that water will also, it will shake as if the sun is also moving. But is reality anything happening? No, the sun is there all alone, but through the Maya, through the reflection, so many suns, that is the way. So who we are in reality? God, in reflection. So that is the answer he gave. So what is this? The first question was, we have discussed, that how to go beyond Maya. Maya, we have understood, is nothing but the illusion. And we in reality is God. So there is no question of going beyond Maya, only understanding that I am God myself, and I was never having any change, no birth, no death, and nothing. So that is the only way. So through the knowledge, as the Ashtavakra taught to the Janaka. The second question it comes, can there be two souls bound and liberated? Now this we will answer. In answer to this question, the Lord gives the example of two birds living in the same tree. One bird hopping from one branch to another, eating sweet and bitter fruits, but the other one only observed. So now this is the two souls. Why the question of two souls came? Because the Uddhava saw some people are calm and composed even in different difficulties. But his brother may be near and dear ones, they cannot be that in a peaceful mood, they cannot sit, so they will run here, there, and then suffering. So that is the main thing. I was flying from Calcutta to Andaman once, and the flight was in a difficult situation because some strong wind was there, gusting wind. So obviously it was throbbing, and the people, they got so scared. Some of them, they got up from the seat trying to run, and by the way they fell down, and then naturally things happened like that. I was quietly sitting. Why? Because I knew I am flying. Even if I stand up, even if I try to run, where I will go? If the flight is breaking, and all of us will die. If it is not, if the flight captain can manage to land it, all of us will be saved. So it is of no question. So one gentleman who was there, he was the leader of that community. He told, how is it that you were? I told, look at it. There is no question of shouting, crying, running. We cannot do anything. This is a situation. Why unnecessarily? Rather quietly sit and take the name of God. And this is not the first birth or second birth. We again will take birth, again this thing will happen. So this was in my life. I could remain calm and composed over there. And I saw people cannot. So when we are reading these two birds, this is in the Mundaka Upanishad also the same way it has been expressed. Dva suparna sayuja sakaya samanam vriksha parishasya jate tayo anya pipalam sadhu atti anashnan anya avichakashiti. So from the Mundaka Upanishad, the avichakashiti is just observing. Why? Because of the knowledge. What is that knowledge? Things are going to change. Sometimes a problem comes in the mind, in the people's life. So many difficulties. And we feel, oh, nothing good is going to happen to my life. No, the wrong thing. Good is surely going to come. When the bad has come, good is surely come. When the challenges have come, the remedy will also come. So that we should have to keep in mind. Now the whole world in turmoil, and the great leaders in the world leaders, they are also a bit little confused. They are also human beings. They don't know how to. They are trying their best to serve their own people, to save their people too. Doctors, nurses, police, all they are working. Scientists, they are all working. But some remedy will come. Now this problem doesn't mean this is the end of the life. Someone wrote, is this the doomsday? I told you, if you think you can do like that, this is nothing like that. Whenever it comes, the bad thing, the good things are also coming. The bad days, the good days are also waiting. So this is the way we have to think. So the second question, are there two souls? No. Same. Samana brikshe, in the same body, in the human body, same soul is there, same mind is there. Only when you behave like an ignorant person, you behave like the bird who is going on tasting bitter and sweet fruit and suffering or enjoying. But if you quietly understand it, you will be free from it. So that is only one, but as if through the activity, through the karma, as if it is two. Now there comes another, the part of the question 2, how to distinguish. The distinguishing, as a question comes, how we will know that just the simile they have given, an example they have given of 2 words. Among the human being, how we will understand? So the mother, we just remember the Ma Sharadamani Devi, while answering to her disciple, told, they were asking, Ma, how we will know that I have realized God or he has realized God? How we will know? The mother, the simple, very simple answer, do you expect that God realized person will grow horn on their head? No, they will be just as it is. So similarly, Bhagavata also gives the same answer. I will quote, this is the 8th verse. Dehasta api na dehasto. So beautifully they are explaining. Dehasta api na dehasto. Vidwan sapnat yatha uttitaha. Adehasta api dehasta. Kumati shapnadrik yatha. The wise feels that he is not the body, though he is in the body, like a person awakened from the dream. Example, I was in the dream, and in the dream I was a king. But when I come up, get up, the dream broke, then I know, no, I was not the king. Similarly, a realized person who has realized the God, what he will think? Physically no change. And then again will come very clearly the Lord Krishna mentioning about it. There should not be any doubt. It is the mental change, it is the psychological change, attitude that is changing. And there he never thinks that I belong to this body. That is the dehasta api na dehasta. Though he is in the body, he doesn't feel that he is in the body. That means he is bound. I and mine. Body means samsara. Body means I and mine. So I and mine, that conception is not there. It doesn't mean, oh, I am not the body, that means I am floating. No, not like that. Body is just normal, but I and mine, that conception will not be there. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna could not say I. He used to point out his body and he used to say this. Can you imagine? So this is dehasta api na dehasta vidwan sapnat jatha uttitaha. As a breaking the dream when you come up, same like that. Adehasta api dehasta kumati. Again, the illiterate person ignorant person about the spirituality, though in reality they are soul, they are Atman, they think they are body. Adehasta, they are not in reality the body. Opi dehasta, Shapnadrigyatha. So this is the difference. What is the difference? How to distinguish? In the behavior. Now it comes, the same idea we find in the Bhagavad Gita also. Bhagavad Gita, the 3rd chapter, 27th sloka, it says, Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha ahamkara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. Karta aham, I am the doer, iti manyate, he thinks. But in reality the Prakriti is going on. As a small little baby lying on the lap of the mother and can't do anything. In that vulnerable condition, if the mother is not taking care, then it will die. And that baby is slowly growing, becoming very strong, powerful person. And whose change is this? The baby did. The baby thinks, oh, I have grown up. But in reality, it is the nature. That is the nature it grew up. So that is the way we have to understand. Whatever we see, whatever we do, whatever we think, everything of the Prakriti. This Prakriti kriyamanani. The gunas of Prakriti. What are the gunas of Prakriti? Sattva, Raja, Tama. And they are performing all these actions. But the ignorant person thinks, I am doing. In the Bhagavad Gita, it says, the same way, the Bhagavatam also, the foolish is thinking, I am doing. The realized soul does everything that an ignorant, unrealized person does. Now in the verse 11 and 12, it gives the full list. See how the ignorant and the realized person does everything like lying, sitting, walking, bathing, seeing, touching, smelling, eating, hearing, etc. But he is not bound because he remains unattached with other activities. Now this is how we will understand who is a bound person. He is not attached to this. How we will understand that he is not attached? Because he will be completely unselfish. There will be no hidden agenda, as they call it. No. Nothing will be there except love. Love for the other beings. Nothing. So the love and unselfishness, we can call that is God. Love and unselfishness is God. And when we realize that, the love and unselfishness, then what happens? We remain as normal as everyone, but at the same time, it is not bound, completely free. So we have to understand this. Evam jiggashaya apoha. Evam jiggashaya apoha nanatra brahmam atmani uparamet birajam mano mayappa sarvage. Now in the 21 verse, the Lord is telling you have to discriminate again and again. I was a little child, little baby, and I was not having any power in my body, no thinking capacity. But now I have grown up. I can protect myself, I can save myself, I can serve others. If that is so, how it is possible that I am claiming that I am doing? This is called vichara. Evam jiggasaya. Jiggasaya means discrimination. How to discriminate? This is the way to discriminate. What will come? Humbleness will come. Ego will go. I am doing, all this ego will go. And when that ego goes away, that's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he went to the root. The only thing that is the cause of all this is the ego. He said, go give that ego. And he has, the Sri Ramakrishna has made the ego in two different positions. One is unripe ego, kacha ami, and ripe ego, paka ami. What is that unripe ami? Unripe ego? That I, this body, and me, and mine, all that is unripe. But what is that same ego turns to God? What happens? Then the Lord here in the Bhagavatam, he says, hold that pure mind on God, the omnipresent one. Mayarpa sarvage. You can give everything of yours to me. If I give that ego, I am doing with the power of God. I am thinking with the power of God. Constantly that thought is there. It is not me. It is not possible for me. It is because of the God. And that is the reason, Arpanamastu, God, because of you, I could do it. Humbleness comes. Ami mole guchive janjal. If I could remove that ego, which is separating me from my original self, my realization, everything will be solved. But if we are not able to meditate constantly on Brahman or discriminate, then the Lord is giving the another option. Yadi anisha dharayitum mano brahmani nishchalam. Nishchalam, the firmly on the Brahman. What is that Brahman? All pervading consciousness. If I cannot keep my mind in that way, then Mohi sarvani karmani nirapeksha samachara. Perform all actions without hankering for the result. Dedicate those up to me, the Sri Krishna, the God. Mai, the God. Who is this God? Sri Krishna. What to give? All action. Whatever I do, I give it to you, O God. And then what happened? I became completely ego free. When there is no ego in me, then what will remain? God. Because there is nothing else but God, nothing else but consciousness, the Brahman. So obviously, Sri Krishna is also telling, you can't concentrate constantly on God, on Brahman, okay. You are active, do all the actions, perform all the actions. Only give those actions, the result, to me. Ramakrishna Arpanamastu, like that. Thank you, friends. Now again in the next class we will meet and we will discuss. And now let us conclude with this stotra. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Maruta Stunnanti Dibbhai Stabai Vedai Sangha Padakramopanishadai Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavasthita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogina Yastyantam Nabidu Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namah. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.